When you're ready to make your movie, you want to go to your project file and open it. Make sure you have everything in the folders. So I'm going to open up my project file, and you can just drag it down to the After Effects icon and it will open up. When your file opens in After Effects, it will reflect the state you left it in, or it will also perhaps have a structure for the workspace that was left over from something else. So you might want to reset your standard to make sure that it's easy to figure out what you need to do next. Okay, you might want to do a RAM preview to see if it's working correctly. Okay, so once you're convinced that it's going to work, make sure you save composition, and you want to make sure that you have you want to make sure you place your title, your first scene, your next scene, and your last scene, and your end titles, all in the correct order in your combined scenes. And you can see I've got the title, which is here. Then I've got the cat meowing, the cat purring, and the person saying "shiver me timbers," and then I've got the end title. I put my music that I found, and you don't need to use music, but I just went ahead and used some because I thought it was interesting. But I put it down at the bottom so that it wouldn't interfere with anything. Now I'm going to add this to the render queue. I've got it with the correct title for the comp, and you make sure that comp is selected in the timeline so that there's a yellow line around it. Go to Composition, Add to Render Queue. The render queue will open up. The render queue will open up, and you can make the settings you need. So output module, you need to change that to H264. And output 2, you want to make sure that it's outputting to the comp name. Make sure the comp name is here. Click on it and check to see that it's going to the correct folder. And here I've already got one with that name. I'm going to just overwrite that. I'm going to save that. I will replace that one. And then I have to click Render. And it may take some time. You can watch the rendering as it completes because it will fill in this line. When it finishes rendering, it makes that chime noise. It's gone through the Adobe Media Encoder, and that is the sound that the Adobe Media Encoder makes when it finishes rendering. Now you make sure once again that you have saved this, because that will save the render settings, and then exit. So you can go check to make sure. that your video is in the correct folder and has rendered correctly. Okay, at this point you want to create a folder, your last name, your first initial, project 2, and into this folder you will copy your file and you will copy the files that you have used as your sources for your scenes. So you should have 3 PSD files, or if you use an Illustrator file, you want to put the Illustrator file in. And make sure that they are in the folder before you send it to the faculty drive, Dropbox. And that should be it.
You shiver me timbers.